Sam Hallas, you've played an important role in Bradford's strong start to 2025. How would you assess the side's performances so far ahead of the round 10 fixture this weekend?
Yeah, I think on the whole, I think we've been good. I think there's been parts where we can definitely be a lot better. I think the loss against Barrow stings, and we really wanted the races against Toulouse. But on the whole, I do think we've been good, but I think we've got more gears to find as well.
On a personal level, how would you assess your own performances?
Been quite frustrating 'cause it's been a bit sort of in and out. All the sort of missing big games like the Halifax game, the Cass game, are quite tough. I know obviously it's great seeing them win, but you want to be a part of them wins. But I think I've been going okay. I just try sort of do the little stuff and try do those really well. Try do my effort areas well. And I think a lot of players have been unbelievable this year, and if I can sort of do the little things and help the team in any way I can, then that's what I try to do.
Your ability to play multiple positions, hooker, loose forward, prop, that's a real strong asset for Brian Noble to use. When you look at it, how easy or hard is it for you, Sam, to, if Brian says, we've got an injury this week, with Joe Keys missing, so you're going to be interchanging with Mitch because it's Lily and Meadows in the halves. How easy is it for you to transfer yourself into those multiple positions as a utility player?
Yeah, it's got easier over years. Sort of the more I've got used to the positions. Defensively, not really changes. It's more attack wise where things change. But like you say, we've got Keezy, George, Jimmy. We've had Luke and Holmesy out the back. Like we've got a brilliant spine, and it is quite easy just to chop and change in. And the system that Greeny and Nobby have brought in and are implementing, it's once you get your head around it, it's a good one to sort of be a part of. And yeah, like I think Mitch has had a great year. I thought Tyron looked good at the weekend. George looked good when he's been at 9. So it's pretty easy just to drop in and sort of put my best foot forward, really.
And I kind of guess it paints a very positive picture of you and other similar players in the position of offering that utility value, that you are effective when needed and called upon.
Yeah, it's probably something I pride myself on, is that flexibility to sort of play anywhere. I also remember JD last year saying, one of his best assets throughout his career will be a bit of a Swiss Army knife. So it's something I'm sort of quite proud of that I can do. And I'm 2 from 2 at half back as well, which is quite nice. But yeah, it's something I am proud of, but something I do keep working at as well. And as long as it gets me in the team, then I'm happy doing it.
That might be your new nickname, Sam. Swiss Army.
Pocket knife.
Pocket Swiss Army knife, Sam. How important is that team chemistry here at Bradford? You've referenced previously earlier on this season, you've described this Bradford squad as one of the most competitive teams that you've ever been a part of and played in.
Yeah, it's healthy as well. I think the big thing is that there's no bad apple. Everyone's a good bloke. Everyone gets on. It's a real tight-knit group. I think that shows as well on the field. Everyone's happy when everyone gets a chance. Everyone's happy when people take the chance as well. It's a good place to be. It's a good atmosphere. It's a good environment to be a part of.
Bradford are now 5 from 5, building momentum. How do you look as a squad to try and maintain that focus, improve on this position where you are, which is already a very good, healthy position?
I think you've just got to take it game by game. So we've got to look at what we've not done so well against Sheffield last time out, and we've got Batley away this week, which is one of the toughest, if not the toughest place to go in the Championship, isn't it? So that's a good place to put some things right. And just keep building on what we're doing well as well. I think it's important not to neglect what we're doing well, and we've got to keep doing that well whilst improving. Season's long enough, and hopefully sort of hit the straps at the right time.
You've also previously mentioned about pushing those injury fears aside. You're going into games, full-blooded. I guess the question is, how do you maintain that sort of physical and mental toughness aspect of rugby league, especially in a very, very competitive, demanding championship league?
It's a good question, to be fair. I think you have to be that sort of way out to play this game. I think everyone in that changing room has an element of it. For myself, I'm not the biggest, I'm not sort of strongest, fastest, whatever, but I know that what I can control is how committed I am, and if I can go in for 80 minutes on a weekend, if I can be full-blooded and committed, and sometimes it boils over, I'll be the first one to hold my hand up and point that out, and sometimes I do need to sort of wind my neck in a little bit. But yeah, I can control sort of how committed I can be and giving everything, no matter what, where I am, what I'm doing. Like I say, it's fully under my control, and yeah, that probably goes for hand in hand with everyone in the changing room.
I'm kind of guessing for those that were at Odsall watching that Sheffield game, those that are watching this can see the stitches, Sam. I mean, you had at one point in that second half, you looked like a biblical figure with the bandage, the blood all over your shirt. You had to change the shirt. There was no number on the back.
Yeah,
I guess that kind of exemplifies just how tough and physical rugby league is at championship level.
Yeah, it can be. This is probably my own fault for getting booed in the face, but yeah, it's another handful of stitches, but. It seems to always be me who seems to split their head open. I think me and Hallas were on about it the other day. I've had a fair few in my head. I've got a face like a baseball at the minute, to be fair. But yeah, it's a tough league. It's a tough comp. Anyone can beat anyone. We've seen that this year. So yeah, it's a great comp to be a part of and really enjoying it.
And with a tough fixture away to Batley, you've already said one of the toughest championship fixtures any side can face. I guess it's more important than ever, to show that.
Yeah, that's it. Like you say, you've almost got to prepare a bit different for Batley, because that hill it's an equaliser. They play it really well, and no matter sort of the personnel or the coach they have, Batley are always a good team, and they always show up, and they're a dangerous side to play. So we need to be on his mettle, but we practice well every week, and Nobby and Greeny prepare as best we can, and it's up to the 17 that go out there to get the job done.
You didn't play last time in that 1895 Cup fixture at Batley, but do you feel the team can learn from that last visit there with, the game, I guess, showing and highlighting the importance of discipline with it, certainly in the last 20 minutes going into, anarchy and chaos?
Yeah, I think that's it. I think obviously when something like that happens, you have to sort of go one in all in, really. But we don't set out for the game to sort of go into that. We want to play, and I don't think Batley do either. I'm not saying for a minute I think Batley try anything untoward like that. But like we've touched on earlier, that's rugby league. It can boil over. I think it is discipline's at Batley is massive, because all of a sudden if you're defending 3 sets and they're coming down the hill and you're going 3 back to back, then it's a tough place, it's a tough gig, it's an hard 10 minutes, and it pays dividends towards back end of a game when whichever team's defended the most will tend to struggle, and that just goes for rugby league. But throw into it a 90-degree hill, then it gets a bit harder.
Is that something Brian Nobles and Lee Green would have referenced this week, the importance of discipline for this particular fixture?
The season, really. So it's big on the season. Obviously, I think every team will aim for good discipline. That goes without saying. Ours has probably boiled over at times, and we've probably shot ourselves in the foot a lot this year with his discipline. But I think a lot of teams do. Every team does. Every team boils over. It's just part of the sport. But some teams are just better manage it than others, and we have to be good at it.
It was appearance number 7 of the season last week for you, Sam, against Sheffield, and that win. I know you touched upon it earlier on in this interview, but how tough has it been for you, to break into, the first team and Brian's first team plans, which is I guess primarily down to the squad's quality and depth that Bradford have in 2025.
Yeah, that's it. It is tough from a personal point of view, but I've been 18th man a lot, so you sort of have to put your personal sort of, not upset, that's the wrong word, personal frustration to the side. Make sure that the 17 who are going out there are best prepared to play, because with new rules as well, if there's some sort of head knock or anything like that, your 18th man gets activated or someone picks up an injury, your 18th man's more active now than ever, so you can't dwell on it too much. Probably after a game I can think, I wish I'd have been a part of it, but it has been quite frustrating, but at the same time I think it's probably bringing out the best in me, because I'm not in the team for a reason, and it's because we've got that much talent in the room. I have to sort of up my game and be better, and hopefully now I can get a bit of a run.
And what do you feel it's been like for you to seize your opportunity in those recent games?
How do you mean? Sorry.
Just like you had a very, very strong performance against Sheffield. There is that injury adversity, but certainly to my naked eye, Brian's referenced, as has Lee Greenwood, that utility value. You are a squad player, you are a first team player. You basically grasp that opportunity, Sam.
Right. Yeah. Like I said, just try to do the best I can. I think obviously we get Reed back on loan, and Eben comes back, and then obviously me and Natty find ourselves out of the team. But Eben's probably been best middle in competition, and Reeves is Reeves, and he's a superb player. He's in Super League for a reason. So they are bitter pills to swallow. Like I say, Reeves is a fantastic bloke. Eben's a fantastic bloke, and it's good to see them back. Good to see them enjoying the rugby. It's great to see Reeves making his debut at Magic Weekend, and hopefully this 2 week at Bradford help with that. So that it can be bittersweet at times, but like you say, I try just do everything I can for the team and do all the little things right, and if that can help us win a game, then so be it.
And something which Brian and Lee referenced was, with the late withdrawals last week against Michael Lawrence and James Donaldson, two leaders, two linchpin leaders of the Bradford squad, of the team, players like yourself stepped up, to offer that experience and that leadership. That's got to be a positive as well.
I think like I say, I think it's that's probably a time when I've had to sort of wind my neck in, really, and you can't really go as mental as sometimes let it boil over to be. But no, I think we've got some great leaders in this group. Obviously, you've got Dono and Bruno, and you've got people like Matty G's been there and done it. Jimmy Meadows been there and done it. Jord, Ock on the wing. Hooley's come down from Super League. He's got great experience. We've got experience across the board. And I think that's one of the big things is that everyone has some sort of experience to bring to the table. Everyone's a great bloke, and everyone listens as well. Everyone takes everything on board. So as long as we all keep swimming in the same direction, we'll be okay.
And just finally, Sam, that connection between you as players and the supporters in the stands on the terraces, how does that backing of what Brian Noble has labelled the Bradford Army inspire the team to perform, especially when you look at recent games against Salford, 1,500 there, Oldham 1,100, Halifax nearly 2,500 there.
Yeah, it's massive. I don't think they realise just how big it is for us as players. Like you run out of Oldham on a Friday night, and with all traffic that were going on, like my mum got stuck in it, so God forbid everyone else, and turn out and there's 2,000 there or something like that. So, and you hear them as soon as you come out as well, like they're a loud bunch. And being a kid, being a part of that, I used to go down and watch Bradford, and like I say, they don't realise sort of just how much it does help get behind the boys. Long may it continue. I know that I went down to Centenary Square last night for Bradford City's promotion party, and that were a brilliant turnout for them, and they referenced it as well, just how passionate the people of Bradford are. And I think a team gets successful in Bradford, people come in the droves and support, and long may it continue.